obviously, for about 15 years, and a personal trainer and a Reiki master. I have 5 kids and 2 grandchildren. That's it in a nutshell. I love this. This practice is something I turn to all the time, and especially now. So I hope you get something out of it. So I like to start with the grounding and centering, and just to bring you into this space, the here and now. And once you feel comfortable, after we center and ground, I will mute you all. So sitting up nice and comfortable, find a comfortable seat. Might be comfortable to sit up on a pillow, to raise your hips a little bit. If you have a block or a bolster, that may be nice too. Find a comfortable seat. And sitting up nice and straight, but not rigid. Shoulders back and down. Ears over your shoulder. Chin tilted towards your heart. Close your eyes if that feels comfortable. And just settle into your breath. Just notice the depth and the speed of your breath. Slowing everything down. Let the breath bring you into the present moment. On the inhale, let's breathe in prana, life force, energy, chi. And on the exhale, breathe out what no longer serves you, any stresses of the week, anything that may happen when you are done with this class. Let it all go. I like to do a prana healing with all my centering and groundings before class. Anything you don't understand, just kind of open your eyes and just look at what I'm doing. So don't try to figure it out, just go along with the flow. So we're going to bring our hands in front of our heart, and we're going to rub our hands together quite vigorously with our fingers closed, creating heat between the palms of our hands. There's a lot of prana healing energy between the palms of our hands, or in the palms of our hands. So rub, rub, rub. And let us separate our hands about 6 to 8 inches apart and bring them in and out without touching them with our fingers closed. And you may feel a little bit of tingling, magnetic pull, heat. You may feel nothing at all, but it doesn't matter because there is healing energy within you. So bring your hands to a place on your body, mental or physical, where you would like that healing energy to go now. You can hover over that area or place your hands lightly on that area. And if you can't think of an area, bring your hands in front of your heart center, like I am, giving yourself love and compassion. So breathe into this space. Breath makes the cells vibrate and heal. I'd like you to imagine a beautiful white healing light filling this area, wiping away any sickness or pain, anxiety, anger, sadness, and instead filling this area with love, healing, compassion, gratitude. Take a couple more deep breaths. And let us bring our hands back down in front of our heart center. And let us join together with the universal sound of Om that connects us all. Om. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. So at this point, the fact that you're all unmuted, I just want to make sure that everybody is okay before I mute you. You can just give me that thumbs up or just tell me you're okay. Everybody all right?
Everybody's muted right now.
Okay. Oh, you're all muted. Okay. Listen, if anybody has any questions or concerns, again, you can unmute yourself and ask me. Okay? So as we progress, I'm sorry if for those who have already been with me for a while, I'll be repeating myself for those who have not done the restorative yoga with me. It may seem like I'm talking a lot now, but actually once we get into the pose, I'm pretty quiet. I let you have a lot of introspection. That is one of the elements, is being quiet and still. And hopefully once you get into your pose or asana, you can lower your lights as low as they can go, and preferably have a blanket over you, because your body temperature is going to go down because we're not really doing anything. Each pose we're going to hold for about 7 minutes. We have 4 poses, and then our shavasana, our final resting pose, is actually 20 minutes, and that's probably a lot longer than if you've practiced yoga than you've done before. But that is something I am pretty adamant about with doing. The queen of restorative yoga, Judith Hanson Lasater, says if everybody did a 20-minute shavasana a day, how different the world would be. It just brings a whole new light to rest. And it takes about 15 minutes to actually settle in anyway with the monkey mind. So that's pretty juicy at the end. I hope you enjoy that. Okay, so like I said, we have 4 poses, and we're actually going to start with child pose. So I'm going to give you the option, if you don't have any props, what you would do. So you'd come on all 4s, and then bring your big toes together, spread your legs apart pretty wide, and then sink down in the middle of your legs and just rest your head on the ground, to the earth beneath you. Or you can rest your head on your forearms. Or you can actually just bring your legs wherever they feel comfortable, and you can bring your legs behind you, or your arms behind you. Now, Lou, if you're here, I know if you have any knee issues and child pose isn't going to cut it with you tonight, this evening, you can do lying down tree, and that's just laying on your belly, putting your head on your forearms and bringing one of your legs up like this and turning your head. Now, if you have props, if you happen to have a bolster or pillows, you can place the pillows in between your legs. And if you have a blanket or another pillow, you can just drape yourself over the bolster, putting the bolster in between your legs. So I'm going to give you those 2 options. In place of the bolster, you can put that couch pillow or a whole bunch of pillows here. Just something to drape your body over. Okay? You can also put something in between your knees and your ankles here if there's some issues with the knees. That makes things a little bit more comfortable. So hopefully you're in your pose, your child pose. And again, any questions, you can unmute yourself and ask me. So in child pose for 7 minutes. Halfway through, I'm going to ask you to turn your head the other way, unless you're comfortable, and then you can keep your head wherever it feels comfortable for you. And again, because I'm in the studio, my lights are high, but hopefully you can lower your lights. Perhaps put a blanket over you. And I will remind you every once in a while to come back to the sensations in your body and how your body is feeling. I might ask you to come back to your breath and notice how you're breathing. If you're breathing shallow, if you're being rigid, if you're holding on to anything, if you can just release and let go and surrender to the earth beneath you, to your props. As we sink into each pose, I'd like you to pause, land, relax, arise, open, listen, trust, and allow. Take a few more breaths here. Turn your head the other way. If you are in face down tree, take down one of your legs and bring the other leg up. And you can turn your head also. Feel the support of the earth beneath you, your props. Notice any tension in your body and see if you can release that tension. Take a few more breaths here. So as we come out of each of our poses, we want to be very, very gentle with the body, both coming in and out of the poses. We don't want to agitate the body much at all. So come out gently and see intuitively or feel intuitively what the body needs to do as far as any counter stretches or even just sitting up and taking a few breaths and noticing how you're feeling. So just breathe a few breaths before we go into our next pose. So we just had our body flat down on the earth, whether it was child's pose or tree on our bellies. So we're going to go opposite and open up our bodies fully. And this is a reclined bound angle. So I picked these 4 poses pretty much for the whole, every Zoom class I've been doing because they're, to me, they're the most restorative. And I feel almost anybody can do them. So the reclined bound angle, I'm going to show without any props first. So what you would do is just lay down on your back if you had nothing. lie on your back. If you can bring your feet together in butterflies, so the soles of your feet are touching like this. Hopefully you can see me. And you're just laying in butterfly on your back. So even if you were just laying here without any prop, obviously this is a very open pose. And if anybody knows anything about the chakras or chi or energy, this pose allows that to happen more fully. So if you were in my private class or personal class, I would ask people if they would like me to do any Reiki on them at this point, and would chant. And anybody who knows me knows that's what I do. But what I'd like you to do is, while we're in this pose, is just to imagine, like we did in the beginning, that you can heal any place on your body, mental or physical, and allow that energy to go to that area that you would like it to go. So our thoughts and actions do shape our reality. So even in healing. So now if you had a prop, so I'm going to use my bolster. I'll make it as easy as I can. Here, you could prop up your pillow, your bolster with your blocks or pillows to make yourself up on an angle. And it's not necessary. So this just allows the body to open up even more. So you're going to bring the lower back up against the bolster here, or your pillow. Hold it so it doesn't move, and just drape your body over it. Now you could put a blanket underneath your head or a pillow, and it would be really helpful if you had pillows to put or blocks under your legs. So even if you had that flexibility to have the legs hang out open, if we're here for 7 minutes, that may be a long time. And restorative yoga is not about stretching at all. It's just about letting go and surrendering and relaxing and being comfortable and relying on the earth and the props. So you're really not doing any work at all. You don't want to agitate the nervous system at all. So if you have something to put under your legs, that would be great. We're going to bring our body over, open up in our heart, our body. And if you had an eye pillow here, that would be awesome, because even when your eyes are closed, your nervous system is still going. So it'd be really great to put an eye pillow on and a blanket if you had it, and just let go. And if you can dim your lights, that would be great too. So obviously this posture opens up your chest, your abdomen, and your pelvis. And I think for now, this one big benefit is counteracting the effects of sitting hunched over computer all day. And I feel like pretty much almost everybody is on their computer now, hunched over, working 8 hours a day. So this will counteract that effect by opening up your heart. So again, notice the sensations in your body, and the depth and the speed of your breath. And any holding back from opening, any rigidness, try to let that go. Also, if opening your legs is too much, you can actually extend your legs out or sit cross-legged. Thoughts start to wander, come back to some sensations in your body, in your breath. take a few more breaths here. Gently, gently, gently come on out of reclined bound angle. Being very gentle, bringing your legs back together. Again, get in touch with what your body feels that it needs to do as any kind of counter stretch, or even just taking a few minutes or a couple seconds to kind of just breathe. Notice how you're feeling. Sitting up, close your eyes. Notice if you feel any different from when you started class. Feel any calmer. Our next pose is going to be a spinal twist. So I'll show you without any props. You're going to lay on your back. Extend that right leg. Bring the left leg up, the foot above the knee, not on the knee. Grab with your right hand and your left knee, on your left knee, and just bringing over to the right. Now, if you don't really have that flexibility in the upper body, you can kind of just turn with your body. If not, if you do have the flexibility in the upper body, then you can open up the upper body into a T. And just let the eyes divert towards the ceiling, but you're going to be closing your eyes. Hopefully your lights will be down. You can put an eye pillow over your eyes. It would be really, really great if you had some kind of prop. Again, because restorative isn't about stretching, it'd be really nice to have some props. Restorative yoga is all about relying on the props in yours. So it'd be nice to have some pillows for underneath that knee. You're not twisting quite so much. Okay, so you can have a stack of pillows or your bolster if you had it, your couch pillow to put your knee on. Or if you have your blocks, you can definitely put your block here. Okay, you can stack your blocks. All right. So get yourself situated. You can put your blanket over you. We're going to be on each side for about 3.5 minutes. Again, if your upper body is in a T and open, we are opening up the heart, allowing energy to flow. Squeezing out with our twist the stress and anxieties of the day. Pose massages the back and the hips, and it actually helps to hydrate the spinal disc. It massages the abdominal organs and strengthens the abdominal wall. So as a nurse, we learn that this is the way patients heal, is when they're in this parasympathetic state in their nervous system. So this is what restorative yoga does. It brings down your nervous system so you're in the parasympathetic state. And in this way, we can heal physically and emotionally. Take a few more breaths here. Without disturbing the body too much, we're going to make our way to the other side for the 3.5 minutes. So extend your left leg. Bring that right leg, right foot above that left knee. Grab the right knee with the left hand and drape it over to the side. Make a T with your upper body if that feels good. If not, just cuddle your body to the other side. Place some props underneath the knees and let go. Again, notice the sensations in your body and the depth and the speed of your breath. Notice if you're holding on to any tension in your body. Let it go. Take a few more breaths here. And we're going to unravel ever so gently. And at this point, I'd like to invite you to try, I like to call the imaginary rack, which is just bringing your arms up overhead and extending your legs and making yourself about 10 feet tall. So bring your arms up overhead and extend your legs. Just stretch out. Let out any sighs. Never just pop up. So we're going to roll over to the side. We'll go into our last pose before Shavasana. I'm just going to turn the camera because we're going to do legs up the wall or chair. So if you have a wall, go to it. Or if you have a chair, use that. So grab a pillow for your chair or a blanket. If you're going to use a chair, you don't want your legs up on a hard surface. If you're using the wall, bring one of your hips. I like to use my left. I don't know. You can use your right too. But just kind of maneuver your body over, swing your legs up, and bring your legs up the wall. Now, you can see I'm not real straight. I can get them straight. I do have flexibility, but again, this isn't about stretching. The closer you are to the wall, the more you're going to get kind of a stretch in the back of the legs, hamstrings. So if that's too much, you can scoot your buttocks away from the wall and kind of bend your legs a little bit. And it'd be nice if you had a pillow underneath your head. And of course your blanket and your eye pillow. And if you lowered your lights as much as you can. Okay. And bring your hands up on your belly, or one hand on your heart and the belly, or you can bring them out, palms up. So for the chair, roll to the side. For the chair, same thing. So you have your chair, or your ottoman, or your couch. Just bringing your legs up on anything, so your legs are higher than your heart. Okay, you have about a 90-degree angle on the chair, on the ottoman, on the couch, head on a pillow. You could put a blanket around you if you wanted, and an eye pillow, and dim your lights. Give it a couple seconds to get into your pose. I love this pose because it'll bring the blood from sitting all day, and pretty much, I'm pretty sure, unless you have an inversion table or something like that, or you do a handstand or a headstand, or you do this during the day, you're pretty much upright all day, even if you're exercising or doing something very healthy. This counteracts that, and it relieves stress and swelling in the lower legs, and brings much needed blood to the heart and the brain cells. And it's also one of the most calming poses in restorative yoga. So if you're feeling anxiety during the day, it's really nice just to take a break and put your legs up on a chair, a wall, that and child's pose. Really two really good poses for that. So for those who are new, you've noticed I don't really talk a lot, although tonight I did because I'm explaining the restorative yoga to those who have not been with me. But I also don't really play music that much. I like the practice to be very introspective and just a refuge away from the noise, quote unquote, of the day. Talking, your phone, computer, music. So that explains the quietness of the practice. And that is one of the elements, is quiet. Again, come back to sensations in your body, in your breath. Notice if you're holding in any tension, any mental or physical tension. And see if you can let that go into the earth beneath you. And take a few more breaths here. So before you come out of this last pose, before we go into Shavasana, I want to invite you, if your legs are up on the chair, sometimes people find that very, very comfortable, and it does take the pressure off the lower back. We're going to be in Shavasana for 20 minutes. So some people do prefer to stay with legs up on the chair. If your legs are up on the wall, it could be a pretty long time to be in Shavasana. So I am offering you, if your legs are up on a chair or the couch or the ottoman, they're on a 90-degree angle there, it might be really comfortable for Shavasana. So that could be an option for Shavasana. For everybody else, without any props, Shavasana, our final resting pose. We're just laying on our back. Our arms, our palms are facing up towards the ceiling. Our legs are splayed out. Our feet are splayed out. And your eyes are closed, and we put a blanket over us and your eye pillow. But if you have props, I would highly recommend putting something underneath your knees, whether it's pillows or a rolled up blanket or towels. In this way, it takes the pressure off the lower back in this position. So anything to bring the legs, the knees up, something under your knees. Put a blanket over you, put an eye pillow over you, or your washcloth. Before you get into Shavasana, if you have to go to the bathroom, you should do that, because we want to make sure that nothing is disturbing you. So if while you're in Shavasana, you have something you need to take care of, an itch, or you have to go to the bathroom, take care of it and go back into it, because you cannot relax in Shavasana fully unless you are comfortable, obviously. So I'll give you a couple seconds to get in Shavasana. And then I'm actually going to lower my lights. Once you get settled, so allow yourself to melt into the mat, the earth. Give yourself permission to let go and surrender. And then begin a body scan, starting with your feet, your toes, your ankles, your heels, your shins, your knees. Let them go. Feel them dissolve. Move your awareness down through the flesh, through the ligaments, tendons, right into the bones, right down to the marrow. Feel them melt. Your knees, your thighs, and your hips. Let them go. The lower back, your spinal column, your rib cage and lungs. Let them go. Your hands, your arms, your shoulders. Let them melt. Your neck, your jaw, your face, back of the skull, the crown of your head. Bring everything to surrender. Now visualize a column of warm golden sunlight penetrating the crown of the head. And as you breathe in, draw the light down through the crown, through the spine, and out the legs. And on the exhale, imagine a column of cool blue moonlight traveling up the legs, up the spine, and out the crown. Allow the moonlight to merge with the sunlight as you breathe, restoring the polarity in your body. Gently come back to your breath and your body. And gently move your head side to side. Move your fingers and your toes. Rotate your ankles and your wrists. And perhaps stretch your arms up overhead. Stretch out your legs. See that imaginary rack stretching out your body, your spine. And eventually make your way to one side or the other in a little cocoon, safe position on your side, using the bottom arm as a pillow, keeping your eyes closed for as long as possible, and take a few breaths there. And eventually make your way to a comfortable seat with your hands in front of your heart, prayer position. And so much love, peace, light, and gratitude to you all. Let us chant the universal sound that joins us all together. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. I wish you peace, peace, peace. Namaste. May you live like the lotus at home in the muddy water.